doesn't understeer. Welcome everyone to the Audi RS6 Performance, a car that I think is literally insane. I'm not a big Audi fan. There's only a couple which I like, which is the B7 RS4, B8 RS4 and the R8, and everything else that comes across it are a bit meh. And the reason why I say that is because Audis, they are lovely, sophisticated things. They look fantastic. The interiors, they're just such a well-built, well-made car. And in terms of my opinions, design-wise, it's just absolutely awesome. However, as a driving tool, I've never been much of a fan of them. Steering's a bit numb, a bit too heavy, not much feel, and they understeer, which doesn't really suit me that much. However, this RS6 Performance is a little bit different. No, it's not the sharpest car in its class, but it is the best one. And let me explain. But before that, let's talk about some numbers. In the standard RS6, you get the 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 that shares most of its internals with the Bentley Continental GT and most recently the Lamborghini Urus SUV. It makes 552 horsepower and 516 foot-pounds of torque. With an RS6 Performance though, you get an extra 45 horsepower and 37 foot-pounds of torque extra, making a total of 597 horsepower and 553 foot-pounds of torque. Let's just call it 600. Particular example is running on the standard spring setup and also standard steel brakes, which I thought for a 90 grand car would come with carbon ceramics as standard. Oh, and it also has a remap that boosts power right up to 730 horsepower. So everything I said now is completely pointless. Bloody hell, that's brilliant. It doesn't understeer. Wow. That was honestly, that was pure by accident. I just thought it had loads of traction. Now RS6s are really good in the tuning mode for loads of power, and this with 730 horsepower on a December's day where it's a bit cold, a bit icy, this thing is absolutely brutal down the road. I mean, the thing looks like a complete animal. If you see this coming up on your rear view mirror, you better bloody move. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Turbo's in a hot V, so it spills up really good. The noise is just terrific. It's got a really dirty V8 soundtrack. Sounds like an old McLaren SLR in terms of that respect. And when you launch it and you just tickle the brakes a little bit, it spins up all four wheels, which is just nuts. However, at the end of the day, this is an RS6 Avant, an estate. It's a family estate car. It's got a huge boot, and the cabin is just phenomenal. I mean, this car's been around for what, 4 years now? And yeah, Audi interiors are the best in the business, and this one hasn't aged at all, and it won't age for many years to come, really. The way this thing flies down the road is just beyond belief. I know the F10 M5 is a fast car as well too, but the way this thing demolishes B-roads is just bizarre, but I mean that in the best sense possible. I mean, it rides well, it rides really well. You've got the Audi Drive Select system, and I've got it in individual, and I put the owner has put everything into dynamic apart from the suspension, but I've put the steering in comfort because I just think it's a bit too heavy and it feels like the power steering pump's broken. So in comfort mode, it's really nice. But it's just one of these cars you can get in, go straight to Munich and not bother at all, if you can live with the 16 mile per gallon fuel tank, because this is one thirsty beast. So this is something that you have to do quite often in an Audi RS6, go into petrol stations, because that's what you do. Plus, this car also handles. I was expecting it to understeer a little bit. I'm sure it would if you drive it on track, but on a damp day like today, I think the sport differential helps a lot, big time. If you get on the power real early or trailing the brakes, you can get it to move around just slightly, and that makes it slightly more engaging than what I thought. And another thing else, I think this is the best car Audi makes at the minute. I know the R8 V10 Plus is an awesome thing, but as a road car, as to use day to day, what else does this? Not much else. You know, no other car does it. In fact, the new M5 and the new Mercedes E63 AMG, they've all gone down the four-wheel drive route. Okay, you can disengage the front axle and go completely sideways and drive it like a complete wally. I have a slight suspicion Audi will be doing that with their next generation car. But yeah, wow, what a awesome thing. This one hasn't got the flat bottom steering wheel, which I quite like because you can actually grab onto it. And to look at, I know it's each to their own in terms of that, but to look at is just stunning. Audis have always been good looking cars in my opinion, but they never drive as good as they look, and I'm proud to say that this RS6 drives as well as it looks. Conclusion then with the RS6. I never thought it would be as eager to drive as it would. Okay, it's no angry E63S or as sharp as a BMW M5, but it doesn't matter because it ticks all the right boxes of being the ultimate tool.